Hey, y'all got hear this term called JDM or not?
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street and I know it's my time to go.
It's not the Japanese dance machine, but actually the Japanese domestic market. It basically means cars made for the Japanese market. This term is now more commonly associated with Japanese sports cars like the GTRs, the Type Rs, Silvias and the RX-7s. Today, we have invited a JDM enthusiast who will share with us about his JDM journey and experience owning some of the Hall of Famers in the JDM market. Yeah, let's go! Hello guys, today we are at Detail Inc. We have two special cars on our show today, the Civic Type R and the Nissan Silvia S15, and a special guest on the show. Let's welcome Alfred.
Cheers.
What's up bro, how are you?
Good.
Thanks for coming on to the show.
No problem.
Right. Now we'll start asking the questions about these two cars and some other questions as well that you all are curious about. So bro, I heard that you own quite a few different kind of cars. You want to go through some of the cars that you have owned in the past?
In terms of cars, I've got, in Singapore, I own a Evo 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the Type R behind.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a Evo 6 Tommy McKinnon in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
As well as RX-7.
RX-7.
Yeah.
Oh, RX-7 is a very handsome car.
Yeah, so these are the few cars that I have in terms of JDM.
Ah, okay, okay. So like you said, I think you're more lean towards the JDM market, right?
Yo, is that a Supra?
So you want to go through why JDM instead of like European cars or anything?
I think European cars, you can't get the feel of a JDM raw. In European cars. Basically, okay, maybe because of technologies and stuff like that, European cars are much more well sought after by people nowadays. But for enthusiasts like us, we would prefer buying JDM cars.
A more raw kind of feeling.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does that translate to it must be a manual gearbox or an auto also from a Japanese brand is fine?
It depends. Like if you were to drive GTR, then you don't have a choice. Definitely, it's going by dual clutch system. But for most enthusiasts, if they were to drive JDM, they would rather buy manual cars.
Manual cars like the Civic and the S15 lah.
Yep.
Okay. How does the driving compare, as compared to Singapore and Thailand? People still got toot you.
You serious?
From the back, like Sirocco, right?
I think the culture in Thailand is very different from Singapore.
Okay.
Firstly, you get very friendly people on the road.
So bro, you drink water, you okay already?
Yeah.
Don't need cough already?
A bit thirsty, bro.
Okay. Yeah. So about the driving culture in Thailand and Singapore. So what's the difference?
Okay. Basically, like what I said, in Thailand and Singapore, the culture of driving is very different in the sense that people in Thailand are very friendly.
I want your banana.
You want my banana? What the fuck?
I'm not saying that Singaporeans are not friendly, but when you start driving on the road and then you start playing on the road, then people will get like, how to say,
Aggressive?
aggressive.
Yeah.
But in Thailand, like if you were to see someone on the road and then you play together, right? Then they will come beside you and ask you if you're okay to go. And then once we finish, then they'll
the manners are a little bit different.
They'll say like thank you and stuff like that. And sometimes I met a lot of friends where we play on the road. After that, both of us we go all the way to the petrol station and sit down and chit chat. That's how people are like there.
Okay.
And of course, there's no LTA and stuff like that.
True.
In Thailand, no TP, no LTA. So it's a very different ball game altogether. If you get caught, you just pay a bit of money.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Money. Okay. Then talking about like LTA TP culture in Singapore. You know, like it's quite a lot of things are illegal in terms of like JDM sense, a lot of exhaust and all this kind of mods tasteful mods are illegal in Singapore.
Yep.
In Thailand, is it something similar or like is endless possibilities?
No, man. Basically, say my Evo and RX-7, for example, is a full custom titanium exhaust from the extractor all the way to the back. There's not a problem at all.
Nobody will come and catch you or anything lah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then like that, I think all of us should move to Thailand.
Wow, Thailand's car culture is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about your Civic Type,
Yeah.
what are some of the stuff that you have done to your Civic Type?
Okay, let's say the civic culture in Singapore. Usually you have a lot of you see a lot of Civic Type R's using Mugen and JS as fields. So mine over here is a full build. Spoon FD2R.
Okay.
So I got all the parts from Spoon itself.
What's Spoon?
Spoon is Honda racing brand.
Okay.
Yeah, so you see a lot of liveries on the road, not in Singapore, but if you will go online and search, when you type Spoon, you'll come out blue and yellow. So that's
it's just a Civic thing, or it's a Honda thing, or it's a Civic thing?
It's a Honda thing.
Okay.
So they are the famous Honda tuners in Japan.
Okay.
So you have two very famous ones, Mugen, and then the Spoon. So in Malaysia and in Singapore, there's a lot of people who like to soup up their car close to Mugen spec.
Mugenize.
Yeah, Mugenize it. But in Thailand and in Singapore, not as in Malaysia and Singapore, not much people do Spoon. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but in Thailand, I think the ratio is about 50-50 lah.
Okay.
But in Singapore and Malaysia is quite rare to find a full Spoon built.
So your car got anything illegal?
The cars sound loud doesn't mean that it's illegal. It's made to sound like that. Like you go outside, you see Conti cars, they are loud, but they don't get caught. Why? I don't understand. Right? But once you see JDM cars loud, you get stopped. Like I always get complaints from my neighbors.
What they say? Like what?
No, they don't complain to me. They call LTA straight away, and then they will complain that the car is too loud. Can you come and check on their cars and stuff like that? And I think LTA came to my house 3 times.
For your Civic only lah.
Civic and Evo.
Wow.
Yeah, so they did a thorough check. To the extent where my management have to ask them why you keep coming to check these 2 cars. So they say they get complaints, they gotta come. So disclaimer, the car sound loud doesn't mean that the car is illegal. Okay, it's just that the car is made to be like that. So maybe don't waste the time of LTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
True. Like so roughly what have you done to spoon your what the fuck is that? Spoon your Civic Type
Okay, other than the spoon extractor in the car, basically everything else is spoon, like the GT wing, the boot, the bonnet, the seats, the drive shafts, those parts that are very hard to be found. The last part that I found in the car was the side mirror. So recently,
even the side mirrors is spoon.
So just about 3 to 4 months back, I managed to find a pair in Thailand. My friend got me the contact. So I bought it just a few months back.
Okay. Not bad.
And then all these parts are all discontinued already.
Ah, okay.
So that's why it's rare to find. It's very hard to find. At the same time, it's expensive. So doesn't mean that it's second hand. You buy it cheaper from the market.
Yeah, true.
Apparently now Mugen parts and spoon parts are more expensive than when they first sold the price.
Ah,
So
okay.
at the price, yeah.
Okay. So bro, the S15, I know you're not the owner of the S15, but I heard that you're quite close to the owner of the S15.
Yes.
So do you know what are some of the mods that he has done to his cars?
Okay, firstly I would like to say that the car belongs to my friend. His name is Smith. I think a lot of trekkies and stuff like that will know him, drifters as well. So from what I know, the car has got a fully rebuilt engine.
So like overhaul?
Yeah,
all this
overhaul, you know,
okay.
Because it's close to 30 years car. So if you don't do it, then
30 years
there's
can
a
be
lot,
my father, bro.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of problems and stuff like that. He's got full AP racing brake kit, but the only difference that he has in the car is because it's a drifter.
Deja vu, I've just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Going new, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet, it's so hard when I try to be me. Whoa, deja vu, I've just been in this time before. Higher on the beat, and I know it's a place to go. Going new, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my
So he has a brake bias system in the car, so he can set the brake bias to the front or to the rear.
In the car itself?
In the car itself,
okay.
he has a system that does it.
Okay.
So it's very different. He's like ours. Our handbrake is a full brake system by itself, but he separate out the handbrake system. So for him to do drifting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he just resprayed the whole car like I think 1-2 months back.
But it's the same color, right?
Same color. Same
okay,
color.
okay.
And he has a roll cage as well. He's running on AIM meter. So basically, it's a full meter that says that talks about your oil, your water temp, and stuff like that, as well as it has all the CAN bus control, like signal lights and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
On a 30-year-old car.
yeah, it's very electronically probably better than
Most cars out now lah.
Yeah, correct.
Then talking about the drifting and all that in Singapore, from what I know, cannot drift. So where does he usually go to drift?
Okay, he has a car in Thailand as well.
Okay. What car does he
Same
drive?
S15.
Okay.
S15 but full rocket bunny kit.
What's that?
It's also a brand. It's a Japanese brand that does body kits for old cars, like the 240 SX, S15. Then you have cars like RX-7 and stuff like that. They also do body kits. So his car in Thailand is a fully kitted rocket bunny kit, only meant for drift. So it's off-road car.
Okay.
So he bought this car because he likes
the feel of the car.
Yeah, he likes S15. So he bought S15, and then he bought another S15 in Thailand. And then once he wants to, but now of course close borders, he cannot go drifting.
Yeah.
He brings this car to the track to drift also.
Oh, okay.
So when it rains, you'll see him go sideways.
Oh, okay.
We go
Quite
straight,
cool.
he will go sideways.
Quite cool.
So
quite cool.
as trackies, we hate it when it rains. But as a drifter, he love it when it rains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two different cultures.
Yeah, two different cultures. So yeah, if he wants to drift, he'll go Thailand and Malaysia and drift on.
Okay, okay. Thanks, bro. I think whatever you have told me so far, I think the viewers also will agree with me that I think it's been quite insightful, quite informative about the JDM life, or like the JDM life in Thailand as compared to Singapore and in track. I think today that's all we can talk about I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, bro, for coming on to the show.
No problem, bro.
Alright, thanks guys for watching. Think if you guys have any other questions, you all can leave it down in the comments below. If not, subscribe, like the video, share the video, tag your track friends, tag your JDM friends, tag anybody whatever up to you all Okay, ciao, see you all.